Yeah. Hello, my name is Chay, and this is Chaydium Arcadium. This is the penultimate episode of Chaydium Arcadium, where I'm covering all of the bass lines on the Chaydium Arcadium album by Red Hot Chili Peppers, and this song is called Turn It Again. This is, interestingly, the longest song on the album, and in my opinion, also one of the best. Though not just because of the bass line. It's mostly just because of the guitar solo at the end, right? It's John Frusciante working his magic. He's clearly locked himself in the studio and overdubbed loads of guitar parts on top of each other until it sounds amazing. But the bass, particularly in the chorus and the outro, guitar solo, acts as the sort of platform that the guitar solo is built off. We're playing these root notes. It's the usual, right? It's root notes, but with riffs in between them. It's the most energetic and most, I guess, extreme version of the usual. Because you're playing the most, like, I like to throw in Storm in a Teacup style riffs. I basically like to play the Storm in a Teacup first verse riff over the top of the chord sequence that's being played for the chorus and guitar outro. Because it fits pretty well, and you get to express yourself a little bit and play around the chord sequences. It's a good exercise actually in improvisation, the chorus and outro to this. As for the verse, it is slightly more regimented, where you're following along with a particular type of structure that I find the timing of which somewhat counterintuitive, and it's not easy to play either, because you've got to do this. Well, for a start, there's a bit of fatigue because you're playing it constantly and fairly consistently. And the root notes are descending as the chords change, and that can create quite a big gap between where your finger is and where it needs to be to do the hammer-on bit, where you're playing, I think it's 10-12, 10-12, so you're hammering on. When your fingers get tired and you get cramp and you have to move from quite far away down on the 8th fret on the E string up to the 10th fret on the D string to do this hammer on, and to do it in time and keep that funky rhythm going, it's very difficult to do, in my opinion. So I'm going to give this song a bass score of 8 out of 10 and a difficulty score of 9 out of 10. It's not the hardest, but it is one of the hardest, because you've got to factor in the rhythmic difficulty and sort of counterintuitive nature in conjunction with the fatigue and the fact that it's an incredibly long song, and that makes it a 9 out of 10 difficulty song.